Vivian, and you got a job in his office suddenly. Aren't you happy with Sophia's happiness? She accused. The implication clear that she wanted to prove that Ryan was jealous and wanted what Sophia had. Sophia, her smirk growing wider, was fully enjoying the accusatory scene unfolding, while Ryan's father remained silent. She looked directly at her father, her voice firm. Ryan, that they are wrong. You know that when you told us about Sophia's marriage, I already mentioned I got the job. It was just a coincidence, she argued. Her father, his expression impassive, listened to her explanation. Sophia sat still, her smirk unchanging, while Vivian was silently enjoying the drama. Ryan, I don't know what Sophia told you, Dad, but believe me, I am your daughter, she emphasized. Ryan's father, his expression still stern, spoke up. You should stay within your limits with him, Ryan. Jungkook is soon to be your brother-in-law, he reminded, his tone firm and authoritative. Ryan, her voice steady, looked her father in the eye. Ryan, it's not like that I am spend a night with him. I am with my limits. That I don't know what she said, but I have always been professional. She said, her eyes glaring at Sophia, anger and frustration mixing in her gaze. Ryan's father noticing Ryan's glare at Sophia, gestured to the couches, signaling for her to sit. Ryan's father, hmm, sit here. I want to tell you something, he ordered. Ryan reluctantly sat down on the couch, her expression guarded, unsure of what this new revelation was going to bring. My friend gave me a proposal for your marriage. He stared, his eyes on mine, waiting for her reaction. Ryan heard her pounding, her mind drilling to process the information. Ryan, what do you mean, your friend? And who told you I'm gonna marry? She echoed, her voice tinged with anticipation and trepidation. She looked at her father, waiting for more details. Wang. And I told him that I will. Her voice rising in disbelief, stood up from the couch, her anger starting to show. Ryan, are you mad? Dad, he's your age. How can you say that I have to marry him? Her voice was filled with the mixture of shock, disappointment, and disbelief. The idea of the marriage proposal itself, combined with the fact that it was with someone her father's age, left her feeling trapped and suffocated. Her father, his jaw clenched, replied sternly, Ryan, father, I am not mad. I simply agreed to a good proposal. And don't you dare raise your voice at me. This is a reputable man and a good proposal. You should feel honored, he retorted, his words authoritative. Sophia, from her spot on the couch, smugly watched the interaction unfold, her satisfaction apparent on her face. She seemed to be enjoying the tense conflict between father and daughter. Why, if that is such a good proposal, you should tell Sophia I am not going to marry him, she said, her words firm and resolute, her expression set. Her father's expression remained stern, annoyed by her defiance. Sophia's smug satisfaction increased, her eyes watching the scene unfold. I was not asking for your opinion. You are going to marry him, he said firmly, his eyes locking with Vian's, leaving no room for negotiation. Fine, that's enough, Dad. I was thinking that you missed me. That's why you called me here. But no, I understand now. You just love my stepsister Sophia. You brought them into the house because of them. Because of them, I lost my mom. Because of them, I lost you. Vivian, I am also your mother. Vivian, attempting to showcase her concern, tried to interject, but Vine quickly cut her off. Vine, oh, shut up with your fake concern in front of that. Vine snapped, her tone sharp. I already know you, she added, her eyes glaring at Vivian. Vine's father, provoked by her outburst and rudeness, slapped Vine. His anger was evident, and his demeanor conveyed his disappointment. Vine, don't you have manners? How to talk to your parents? He called, his tone harsh and castiging. Vine looked at him, her eyes brimming with tears, looked at him with disbelief. that how much may he behave cold towards her. But he never raised his hand on her, her cheek still sinking from the unexpected slap. Why, no, I don't have manners. How should I have them? Who taught me manners? My mom died, and my father was busy with his new wife. Who will it teach me, huh? She retaliated, her disbelief mixing with anger and sadness in her voice. Wine, father, stop it, wine, he said, his tone loud and authoritative. You are getting too emotional and too defiant. You need to understand that this is for your own good. Wine, for my own good, you say? How is forcing me to marry someone old enough to be my dad for my own good? Wine's father, his patience reaching its limit. Sterling contrar. This is for your own good. This is good offer for you. You have no idea how difficult it is to find such a match like this. She watched him scoffed. How much they brainwashed him. She left the house ignoring her father's call. She moved towards the car and drove towards Barrick's cafe, seeking the comfort of her friend. She arrived at Barrick's cafe, her eyes red and her emotions still roiling. She walked into the comforting atmosphere at the cafe, seeking solace. She made her way into Barrick's office, her steps heavy with a mix of sadness and seeking comfort. She went towards his office, pushing open the door, hoping he was inside. Barik, his attention on his work, looked up at him. She entered. He grinned, genuinely surprised to see her. Why, what a surprise, he said, his voice warm. It's been quite a while since you have dropped by. He noticed her red eyes. His expression shifted from surprise to concern. Immediately he stood up, walking around his desk to meet her. Barik, what happened? He asked, guiding her to a nearby seat and gently leading her to sit down. Barik, looking concerned, sat beside her and held her hand. Barik, what happened? He asked again, his tone softer. Did Vivian say something? Vian, her eyes were red, looked at Barik. She then proceeded to tell him everything, from the shocking marriage proposal to Sophia's accusation and her father's stern words. He listened to her story, his eyes softening with compassion. Once she finished, he gently prodded. Barik, you did not cry after your mom died. Tell me the real reason why tears are in your eyes. I know Sophia or Vivian's word doesn't matter now for you. Her eyes tearing up, looked at Barik, biting her lips to hold back the tear. Her voice wavered as she spoke. When, Barik, she began, her voice barely above a whisper. I don't really care about what they said, but it's my father. How can he say that I should marry a man who is triple my age? Why, I have always wanted his love, she continued, her voice cracking. But he never showed me any love. He always so sweet with Sophia. The pain in her voice was raw, and her felt as she spoke. The feeling of being overshadowed by Sophia and neglected by her father, still deeply embedded. Barik, when you are my strong girl, don't disheart it, okay? He's gonna regret one day. Barik, but I feel there's something more, something deeper. Do you want to share something more? He asked, his voice gentle, inviting her to open up further. As she looked at him, a mix of thoughts swirled in her mind. Barik was the person who acted as her confidant, a trusted big brother figure, understanding her in ways few people did. She is blessed to have him. When I was, it just, she hesitates. Barik, observant and perspective, noticed the hesitation in her tone, and his intuition led him to ask, Barik, did you fall for him? When her eyes growing wide, looked at him, her throat feeling dry, and she struggled to push down her feelings before they escaped. She gulped, trying to find the right words to express her emotion. Barik seemed to see right through her. His eyes serious, emphasized, Barik, I told you, Ryan, don't fall for him. Ryan, the tears flowing freely, admitted, I don't know, Barik, it just happened. And he just attracts me so much. Whenever he sees me, something different happens. She paused, her emotions raw, as she continued. Every time I see him with Sophia, I have this strange feeling, but today I realized my feelings. He looked at her, his eyes softened with compassion. He thought to himself how she was the girl who had not cried after her mother died, who did not let any emotion get the best of her. And now she was crying because of someone. It was a rare instance, and it spoke volumes about how much that person affected her. Vine, her tears still streaming down her cheeks, voiced her pain. What should I do, Barik? In a few weeks, he is going to marry Sophia, and it's always me who ends up hurting. Her voice is laced with a mix of heartache and a feeling of being a constant victim in this painful situation. The weight of her emotion, her unreciprocated feelings for Jungkook, and the reality of his impending marriage to Sophia all weighed heavily on her. The pain that she had been bottling up had finally surfaced, and she sought advice from her trusted friend Barik. He, seeing her in pain, quickly pulled her into a comforting hug, letting her tears flow freely, providing her a shoulder to lean on. He held her gently, not speaking, simply offering an anchor amidst her emotions. Wine, amidst her crying, soothed her voice raw and broken. I can't see him with Sophia. It's too painful, and I did not even do anything. I wanted my revenge, but I just did not start it yet. It's been so months. Barik gently pulled back from her embrace, his voice soft yet filled with compassion. Barik, is he also interested in you? Wine, I don't know. Barik, holding her hand in his, gently reassured her, his determination evident in his eyes. Barik, just do your work like you always do, okay? He told her. I will handle the rest. I will make sure I can cut Sophia from his life. Trust me and don't worry. Wine, how will you do that? She asked, wanting reassurance. Barik, his eyes meeting her. Promise, Barik, just believe me, he said, his voice steady. Sophia herself will leave him, and I will just simply help you, and the rest you yourself gonna do. Barik was confident, his plan already forming in his mind. He was determined to assist Ryan, and he believed that Sophia leaving for her own accord was a feasible option. He trusted that Ryan would do her part and he would support her every step of the way.